Okay, we're going to react to Miss Natural exposes dark side of adult industry. Well, let's see if she says something that surprises me.
Huh?
What makes it sassy?
First of all, it's how you coming off. I shouldn't feel like we can go get our nails done or shopping all the time, or I'm asking you for advice about a guy, and then you got advice for me back. That's a little okay.
Come on now, cause
say if I tell the dude like, hey, this nigga can't get his dick up, da da da. What did you do this? How would you know to tell me to do?
Yeah.
So what do you tell him when his just can't get up? He just there, it's going down. It's the
I'm not
mood
fucking
set.
with that. I was just using that for an example.
You said what?
she said, "I'm not fucking with that."
I'm not doing. What I'm gonna do that for? Don't get me wrong. Me being sex is not everything to me.
Okay.
So I don't have sex every day.
Right.
That's out the point. But you got to be able to satisfy me. I'm not telling you got to be big. I'm not telling you got to be the biggest dick. You just know what you're doing. But you shouldn't be giving me advice. Oh, well, did you tickle his balls? Type shit. Like, this shit weird.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm just laughing because I'm just sitting here picturing what type of dudes is you hanging out with that are giving you this kind of advice. Oh, never have I ever.
You would feel like that's weird if your man just came up to you and said that shit. Like,
I'd really rather not even talk to no female about no other nigga personally.
Thank you. You be like, I don't know what to tell you, shawty. You might need to just let that nigga go.
If I'm giving a female advice about it, we just friends. And really it'd be like, well, bitch, you acting dumb. Like, you see the signs, so.
I'm just saying you shouldn't have no advice like that extra ass type of shit.
Nah, for sure.
Do you feel like, all right, like you said, I know you did and all that good stuff, but do you feel like the world is too freaked out?
I'm going to have to say yes to that question. Absolutely. But let's see if someone who is in apparently this adult industry agrees.
That's just the world we live in now. You know, people think it's okay to go outside with their ass out all the time.
No, that's not the world we live in. This is how it is in the United States, unfortunately. You go to other countries, the way we act here is considered appalling. People look down on us. They laugh at us. They say that we're over-sexualized. They say that we're slaves to sexuality. They're very... they're not impressed. They're not impressed at all with how we are when it comes to sexual things. While at the same time, Americans can be so weirdly taboo about certain things sexually, even though we talk publicly like we're a very sexually liberated country. It's very strange to me. Very, very strange.
Time. Like, I don't dress like this all the time.
Right.
I do this for camera. When I'm at home, I'm in jogging pants, jogging suits. That's my favorite apparel. It's really these young put it like that they see this on television and want to be a Nicki Minaj, want to be a Kalani. They're not Kalani. You're not her. Just be cool. Just be normal. I hate it. I ain't gonna lie, I hate it.
I find it interesting that someone who works in the sex industry is publicly stating that she hates how overly sexualized women are in our culture, and especially the younger girls. And you don't really hear women talking like this that much publicly because we get shamed and attacked by the girl cult who'll come after you and say you're not a feminist, you're anti-female, you're a misogynist if you're not constantly rooting for female sexual liberation and basically walk around looking like a hoochie mama.
There's nothing really that's behind the scenes anymore. Everything is out there in the open.
And this is interesting to hear because this is not the norm. I'm always saying over here, for the majority of women, all this putting your business out here, everybody can see you, everybody knows what bra size you wear, what thong size you wear, that's abnormal. It's not cool in the world of women to just be out here. Everybody can see everything all the time. Like, these women are using social media as their daily diary entries like somebody gives a damn, just whining and complaining all day long about everything going wrong in their life and putting it out there for the public to consume. Why is y'all doing that? If you want to keep a diary entry, like, record it and just keep it to yourself. Archive it on your own computer so you can look at it later and reflect Write it down in a journal. Why is y'all publicizing your innermost thoughts to the entire world? First of all, nobody cares. Second of all, you making the collective of women look crazy out here, okay? That's not what's up. There's no mystery to you. That's why I keep telling dudes who are telling me, oh yeah, well, how am I supposed to tell the difference between a crazy girl and a sane girl? I be telling y'all, go look at her social media. She done put her whole ass cheeks on there for you to see inside and out. Every crazy thing about her, you can see it right there. It's not a secret. She letting you know she got a shoe obsession. You want to date her, you're gonna have to buy her lots and lots of shoes constantly. Your whole house is gonna be taken over by shoes. You should know this.
That shit crazy.
That's just how the it ain't shit secret no more. They feel like it's okay to suck it on the balcony. I do too, but it's just certain people that be like, ooh, girl, you finna go outside like that? You finna... It's not too many of us like that.
Yeah. OnlyFans relationships. We're seeing a lot of content creators moving into the OnlyFans space for more income. Do you think that's a smart thing?
I wish this man would stop calling them content creators. These hoochies are not content creators. Just because you call yourself one doesn't mean that you are. They have no performance skills. They're not artists. They're not creating anything. They just documenting themselves and putting it up online. Anybody can do that. My 14-year-old daughter can do that. It's not freaking rocket science. There's nothing interesting about y'all except that you have jiggly boobs. That's not a talent.
Only if you do it right and you have a name. Because ain't nobody finna... I know a girl that's from Gary and she keeps asking me to help her with her OnlyFans. But baby, you won't go to the gym. You won't go get your hair done.
Ooh, Lord, that sounds just like my girlfriends. Always coming to me for advice on how to find a husband. And every single time I give them some advice, which basically is what you gonna do to get a husband. Not stand still and look pretty and he's gonna come and find you. You have to go looking for him. You have to interact with him. You have to present something to the man so that he feels like there's something different about you than all the other pretty faces he sees every day. What is you gonna do different? She don't want to do nothing. She don't want to even leave her house. She don't want to do her hair. She don't want to take a shower.
Gross.
What's the point? You just want somebody else to just do everything for you? What the hell you asking me for advice for then? I don't even waste my time.
Your feet look like you've been walking outside all my day. Like, you have to want to do those things in order to keep up your OnlyFans. Or if you don't have a name, you're pretty much fucked. You only gonna make, what, $10, $20?
That's crazy.
I mean, it's friends that has come to me, girl, I don't really make, because they'll show me their OnlyFans and then I'll show them mine. And they'll be like, what am I doing wrong? Well, you look nasty right there. So, I mean, you don't look.
What's the harshest advice?
You don't look.
What's the harshest advice you've given a young lady about herself?
It's, if she stank,
Ugh.
if she got that weird little smell, you just got to find a soap that works for you. Everybody can't use natural soaps. Everybody can't use Dove and shit. I don't recommend it.
Yo, she's funny. She said everybody can't use natural soap. You need that extra strength Irish, what is that thing, Irish Spring? That stuff is so harsh. Oh my God. Lord, it be like that, I guess.
Everybody you just can't have certain scents on. Let me see what else. Smell. Even their attitudes. It's really hard to tell a young girl nowadays, I don't think you handled that customer right.
Yeah.
You would have made more money if you would have been a little bit nicer instead.
Good Lord. Imagine having and you in a sex industry, honey child. Imagine having to tell these girls, you have to be nice to the men who are your customers. I swear to God, these girls have no respect for anybody, specifically themselves. They don't respect themselves, which is why it's so difficult for them to wrap their minds around showing anybody else respect. But especially if you're exploiting these dudes for their money, you can't even pretend to be nice. You can't even act. That's what I'm talking about. You're not no content creator, bro. Like, you can't even act. What in the hell? Horrible customer service. Get out of here.
You just come over there to the nigga and just, hey girl, do you probably smell weird? He don't want that on you. And then you wonder why you get shoved the hell away. You can get paid more for just having a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
You don't even know if they came in that club just because if they female giving them a hard time. Some of
Bro, amen to this. This is what I call the girlfriend experience. GFE. Women who work in this industry know exactly what I'm talking about. I have friends who are cam girls, and one of them, she's a YouTuber who like teaches other girls how to do camming. She never physically even be in the room with these dudes, you know. She's never gonna meet them in person. This girl lives in Jamaica. She's gay. She got a whole girlfriend and everything, but you never know it when you watch her camming videos. The first thing she talks about is being kind to the customer, not treating them like you are judging them because they're in this room paying you to look at you. And yes, she does get clients who are just trying to jerk it while they're looking at her. But she's not even like a particularly beautiful woman. She really isn't. She's very plain Jane. But she's very good at turning her femininity up. 100% when she's in these rooms. And the way she'll make eye contact with these dudes, she talks to them, she asks them questions about their lives. She sounds like she's interested in the person that they are. A lot of these dudes become repeat customers of hers, not even for the sexual aspect of it, but because they just want to talk to somebody. They're paying for her time to literally just talk to her and looking at her dressed in like a cute little skimpy outfit. It's like almost like therapy for these guys, you know? She makes so much money doing this. So much money. She's making US dollars, but it's, you know, it's going to her Jamaican bank account. So the money is stretching for her. You feel me? Bro, some of these girls, I swear, it's easy money and y'all just blowing it just because, I don't know, y'all ego? Something wrong with y'all.
And a lot of times, that's how I made most of my money. Just sitting there talking, hey, you got a nice person. And then when I see they're not giving me no money, I'll be like, hold on. I'll be back. I'll make rent. They be like, wait, before you go.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
I believe her because, I mean, just from what I've been listening to so far, she's funny. She has a personality. A lot of these girls are just dry out here. Like, y'all ain't got nothing going for you but your looks. That's it. What else is there? You have an opinion about something? Are you smart? Do you know how to do something? You got a talent? Can you sing? Can you dance? What the hell do you know how to do? They just staring at their own reflections in the mirror. The mirror is their phones. Their phone camera is their mirrors. That's it. You just like everybody else. You're not special.
You know, it's funny because
don't leave.
A lot of people that say when they stripping it, they say a lot of the men really come for like damn near therapy versus the actual. What is some of the shit that you actually had to hear when you was stripping like other men's problems?
It was a guy one time. His wife cocktailed his car.
Damn. I tell him all the time.
Yeah, I was working at a white club at this time.
Yeah.
I was working at a white club. And the fact that
it's white dude.
Yeah.
Oh, them white girls. Oh.
Yeah. So the girl cocktailed the car. She don't like the step kids, but he put whole trust funds up for her kids, and he done caught a and shit like that. But you go and cocktail my goddamn car.
Yeah, I need to miss that for sure. Don't blow this back.
I was just sitting there talking, hand me $500 just for sitting there listening to
Wait,
me.
what advice did you get in there?
This is interesting to hear from the other end of it, because a lot of women have this animosity towards the other woman, the side girl, the mistress, the strippers, the prostitutes. You know, they feel some type of way that you're stealing my man's attention, but they don't really want to factor in what is making him go over there in the first place, lady. Like, a lot of women get butthurt when this part of the conversation comes up because they don't want to believe that they're contributing anything to why their men are losing interest in them. You're nagging him all the time. You are insufferable. You have a stank attitude problem. You're filled with resentment. You don't show him any respect. You'll use up all his money, but then when he needs your help, you act like you got something better to do. Like, y'all will villainize the men so easily. And then where do the men go when they need some reprieve? Where do they go to burn off steam? Where do they go to get some help? Other than an actual therapist, who do they talk? They can't talk to their guy friends. Men don't do that with each other.
We do not care.
So before you know it, now his mind and his eyes are wandering to somebody else who's being nicer to him. If he's got to pay for just some feminine, sweet energy, men will just pay for it. And women will treat y'all men like, oh, it's because he's a loser. No, silly, it's because he's a problem solver. See, he's not like us women. Women will just keep complaining, whining, stay with a toxic boyfriend, stay with an abusive man, stay with a cheater, just always complaining. and not do anything about it except get angry. The men, they will actually go and try to fix the issue. They'll try to solve the problem. They'll actually try to find a resolution. If it means I gotta spend some money to go hang out for a couple of hours with this nice, soft, sweet, quiet woman, let me go and do that. And in fact, they're paying for her to go home. They're paying for the no strings attached. They don't want the strings attached. They're paying for the severance at the end of the conversation. She goes on about her day and I go on about my way. Women, we don't understand that. But these women do. These women who work in these industries absolutely do understand this, and they're exploiting that. They're making money off of your man because you can't keep him interested. That sounds very cliche, but I don't mean it in that cliche way. I mean it in the way I'm explaining, where you're not keeping him interested. I don't mean that in a sexual way. You know, women take it like that. You can't keep your man at home. They always think it means in a sexual manner, but that's not what I'm talking about. On an emotional wavelength, you're running your man off. You're closing yourself off to him. You're not making yourself emotionally available for him to talk to you. And sometimes talking to you means he has a complaint. It doesn't always mean he wants to tell you how wonderful you are. We women need to learn how to process that. When the man is complaining about something, how can we fix the problem? You know, you got to turn your customer service brain on when you're dealing with your man sometimes. Or take these risks. And when your man runs off with the next chick and he's living happily ever after with her, then go explain to all your friends, why was he able to do it with her? Because her butt is fatter than yours? Yeah, right.
Yeah, what's the...
I didn't give no advice to that nigga. I don't have no... What advice I'm going to give him? What I'm gonna do? Get down. First of all, you sat there, you get that's leading with money. Be friends first.
Yeah.
Be my friend. Because if you can't, I'm going to get irritated with you just by looking at your ass like, so when you going?
Yo, I'm shocked at how much this lady is saying that I'm completely agreeing with. Literally, she's literally saying all the same things that I'm normally talking about over here. I always say, you should not as a man be like putting all your worth on how much money you make and how much money you have and the things you can afford, because that's not going to get you anywhere with a woman. Like, we don't care about that. This is a lady who makes a living off of exploiting men, and she's telling you, if I want to date you, I don't care about your money. Like, that's not what I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with my relationship with you. And I've been saying this for a long time. Beautiful women or not, none of that matters. We don't care about our own body parts. We know y'all care about it. That's why she'll rent her body parts out to men. This is why she'll just charge you money to look at her boobs. She don't care. She doesn't think her body is special. She just knows that the men do. But my mind, my personality, the services that I will do for the person who I love, that's what makes me special. Those things, I'm not just giving it away to any old body because he came over here with some cash. That's ridiculous. My submission, my respect, I can't just give that to any old body. You got to earn that from me. And the way you earn it from her is to make her earn your attention back. You can't just shower her with gifts because she's looking at you like, bro, I could be anybody. You would do this for any girl. Like, you only like me because of my ass size. That's not special. But it's reciprocal when the man is making the woman earn his attention, meaning he's not just showering her with gifts every day, but he has to actually make her earn his attention. So, like, in other words, I mean, he calls you talking on the phone with him for a few hours maybe. You're just talking about life. You're not talking about sex. You're not talking about her body parts. You're not talking about all this freaky deaky stuff. You're just talking about life, your goals in life, your past, your experiences, things you want to do, things you want to try, places you want to go, goals that you have that you're trying to reach, the journey you're on and trying to reach your goals, those kinds of things. You're having just real life friend conversations, and in building that friendship up, now she's telling herself, okay, so I can't just shake my boobs in front of him in order to get his attention. I have to be like a real person over here with a personality. Her doing that is what's going to make her feel like, I want to keep getting his attention because it feels good to get attention from a man who I actually earned it from. I know that he likes me because of these things, about these qualities, about my personality, and not just how I look. Now I want to go make him a sandwich. Now I want to get dressed and look pretty for him. Now I want to come and meet him at his job. Now I want to do all of these things that I don't normally want to do for just any old average dude. In fact, I want those dudes to do things for me all the time. But with him, I don't feel like that. Maybe I really like him. Once she's earned that from you and you are being nice to her, giving her gifts, showing up for her, spending money on her, she's going to appreciate those things and not try to take advantage of it. But when you lead with that, look at this woman is basically telling you, I think you're a joke. It's like, I'll take your money. I'm not going to turn it away, but I'm not going to take you seriously. Goodbye.
You gotta be my friend. I gotta want to sit there and play the game with you, watch movies with you, just joke, fall asleep. Forget that we were supposed to and fall asleep. That's what I be about.
Yeah. Why do you think ain't trying to be friends? Like, why do you think we've come to a place to where friendship is like not a thing?
Because they probably never had a real friend of the opposite sex. They've never had somebody to sit there and be like, I just want to listen to you as a man. A lot of people forget that men have feelings too. Men get hurt. They might not show it like we do, but they hurt the same way.
You must got brothers.
Who?
You got brothers?
Yep.
See, I feel like women that got brothers are a little different when it come to men. It's like they can.
Is that true? Men who have sisters, tell us in the comment section if you think your sisters treat just men in general different than how you feel you've seen just women in general treat men. And women who have brothers, if you're in the audience, tell us in the comments if you have a different level of sympathy or understanding for men in general because of your experience with your brothers. I don't have any brothers, so I don't have that experience to compare. I only have a sister, and I do have a crap ton of male cousins who I grew up with back in Korea, and we called each other brother and sister. It's our tradition in Korean culture to call your cousins brother and sister. So I do have that experience, but I was only around them as a little kid, and also I didn't get to experience them as like teenagers or older. I do have a son that I feel like I was a fairly young mother, like 20 years old when I had him. But I mean, technically I was already an adult. So I'm not sure if I can really use my son as a measuring stick for how I'm viewing men in general. But I don't have that experience, so I can't really say if that's true or not. I try with my daughter, because she obviously has her big brother with her here, to kind of instill in her respect for men and to, you know, recognize authority figures in her household, like her father, her older brother. You know, she knows not to talk to him a certain way. She knows to listen to him when he's giving her orders, because the orders are coming from the parents. But that has less to do with his gender and more to do with his age. So I want to hear from other people if they think that this is primarily true, that women who have brothers growing up are a little bit different with men than women who may not have grown up with brothers.
Kind of understand men a little bit different.
I used to be a stud too, so
Nigga, what that mean? Give me the difference.
I got nigga tendencies.
Hold on.
Wow. All right. Just when I thought she couldn't shock me anymore, she shocked me the most just now. Did she just say that she used to be a stud? Where is this coming from? Who? Her? Look at her body. She used to be a convincing stud? What happened there?
Hold on. I didn't. I'm glad you.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Now my psychology is like starting to rev up. I hope she doesn't end up saying that she was not having a great experience dealing with women because they were being too demanding and too entitled and too uppity, and she just got tired of dealing with them. I hope that's not something that she experienced. I only say this because I hear a lot of women who are living the stud life, and also just gay women in general, even the ones that are not studs, who complain about this when they're dealing with females a lot. Yeah, that's where it's coming from. I just hear women complain about girly women who are lesbians, supposed lesbians anyway, and the kind of shenanigans these women will try to pull. And as a woman, you think you're exempt because you're like, well, I'm not a man. She wouldn't do that to me. But then you actually experience it from a woman. You're like, excuse you? Who you think you is? You know what I'm saying?
What was stud life like? Like, you know, how does one... What's
like a lot of people don't understand why studs are so aggressive. That's because men come to us talking so much, but then at the end of the day, you still want to fuck me.
Yeah.
So we gotta be aggressive most of the time, you know, unless we are cool with somebody like the hood nigga, you know, having friends on top of friends. But most of men, they still look at you as a woman, which is not wrong, but you can't fuck me. I'm your buddy, bro. I'm one of the guys, bro. Like,
No.
I got a dick. I got multiple, but I mean, it's not strapped on me, but
You know, I guess the hardest part is like when you hanging with a stud is like you got that pistol on you.
Okay, they didn't go into it, and I'm shocked that they didn't, but they took the conversation somewhere else. So that makes me wonder why. Why did she go from being a stud to like getting all girly and jumping on a stripper pole? Like, what the hell happened there? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's just my take, my personal opinions. You don't have to agree with me, but it is what it is. That's my reaction to this video. And if you're interested in more of my takes on relationships and female psychology, then be sure to check out my books over on Amazon. I have a few books available on different topics. They don't have to be read in any particular order, but you can also read all of them together. They all complement one another.
Boom, 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 boom.